Well, we have three new panelists with us. One was on yesterday, and that's Ray Dean Colasso, but on board now would be, let's see, Alfred Madrigal, and Alfred Hernandez, I'm sorry, and Anthony Madrigal, and we're glad to have you. Are either of you youth gang workers, Alfred or Anthony?
Yes, we're both volunteers for the East LA Youth Project. We actually work on campus in East LA College to provide advice for youths that are in gangs or any sort of problems they have. And that's what we stand, and that's what we're actually doing on campus, to keep it functioning actually with the youth, because they're the people we have to pressure on more nowadays.
Do you feel all the programs have been successful in eliminating some of the violence?
Well, some of the programs, they are very helpful. You know, they provide activities and get you involved in structural activities, and, you know, and that way you're doing something instead of trying to find something to do, like out on the streets. So yes, most of the programs have been very, very good at it, at solving problems.
Ray Dean, how do you feel about the easy availability of guns in the community to the young people? Do you think that is a major source of the problem?
Well, yes, it is, and I think it's terrible because most of the kids, they could just go down to a pawn shop and they could get the guns there. People who pawned them in, and they could just take them right back out with an ID.
And what about liquor? Is it easy for someone underage to get a six-pack of beer or some cheap wine?
No, well, what most of the kids do is, like, they'll be outside the store and they'll ask somebody, you know, sir, can you please, you know, go buy me a six-pack or whatever they want. And they go out shore, and, you know, they go get it for them. That's how they get it.
David, in your work with youth gang members, I'm sure you get a chance to meet with the families and the parents. Are they aware of what the kids are doing? Do they care?
Well, I think many of them are. They might not want to admit it, you know, but they are aware that their kids are, by the way they dress mainly, associated with gangs. I think one thing, but a lot of parents don't understand sometimes is why their children are violent, and how do they begin to deal and understand that if there is somebody violent in their family, for them to begin to understand that and to do something about it.
Anthony and Alfred, do you have any opinions about the gun situation?
Well, first of all, anybody could get a hold of a gun nowadays, especially in environments where gang violence is very heavy. And they ain't too expensive as they are in gun stores or so on and so forth. But the main thing is that these youth that do buy guns, they may use many times, or else they ain't gonna be able to functionate the way they were once before. And also, they sell guns that are so hot that they've been used in murders that they had to just get rid of it off their hands. And many times they'll be so heavy that they have to actually even bury their guns so that nobody find a trace of whatsoever was using it.
If a parent does find a gun in the family, the best thing to do is to throw it in the mailbox.
But I've heard young people say that they got a gun to protect themselves from the other kids, that they really need it, that they're afraid to walk down the street, and that they themselves aren't hunting for trouble, but they know they don't have a chance unarmed.
Well, the thing is that if somebody comes and hurts you, well, you're not going to let them strangle you to death. You may have to defend yourself. Every man has the right to defend himself if they're destroying you. But if you go out and hurt somebody, if you get in a car and you go out and hurt somebody, that is wrong. That is wrong. Or, you know, or when you start a fight, or when you throw the first punch, that is when you commit assault.
Well, what do you see as the solution?
The solution, it's like a cancer that needs more than one therapy. It needs more than a chemotherapy. It needs many different things. One thing is it needs programs that are preventive education. Also is needed intervention. And the schools need to begin to relate to these young, not alienate them, but begin to relate and communicate to these young people.
How do the schools not relate to young people, Ray Dean?
Well, I don't know, but my school, Ramona High School, it's all girls school. They're very helpful. You know, they help us in any way they can. Like they take in dropouts, and you know, it's a like opportunity school. They give you the opportunity to get up again. You know, when you fall back in a regular school.
But what about the regular school? Obviously, people who are your particular campus now are people who had trouble in the regular school of some sort. So, what was the main difficulty there? That the teachers aren't understanding, that the work's too difficult? I mean, what is the problem?
Probably most likely the work and, you know, the teachers, you know, I don't guess they're too busy. You know, they have a lot of classes. You know, they can't be with one person.
It's a bigger campus is what it is, and they can't get into individualized studies, like, you know, getting into just individual people. And that's what the problem is in the big schools. And that's the good thing about these continuation schools, because there are less people. You have a lot of individual talk with their teachers, and they can relate to you and they can help you in that way.
Now, I've heard that they have double sessions and they're doing year-round school in many of the Hispanic areas of the city. Is that part of the problem, too, this lack of individual attention that these students obviously need?
Well, in the first place, they do have attention. Every student in high school or in junior high do have attention besides studying-wise, constantly. But it's many, besides school, it's the people they hang around with also. If they're gang members, they're actually going to be influenced. But if they hang around with students who are actually in the school, involved,
They don't get in trouble.
they won't be in trouble, because I'm familiar with many students who actually are in gangs, but they are good students because they let the gang and their problems away from school, and they actually use it for studying. Besides, if you're actually a good student throughout your years, then you also accomplish being a good student, or else you'll be able to succeed.
Right. We'll be back after this time out.
Look, maybe I can get there on